Well, hey there. Welcome to the Pawpaw Chronicles and More with Jim. What I'm doing is I'm looking in on my seedlings. They've all pretty much went dormant. Pretty exciting right now for me because soon, in the near future, a lot of these are going to be grafted. Bear with me a moment. You know, I've shared a few times what it is I'm doing here. The row cloths themselves help hold in just a little bit of heat. The single layer will add roughly around 5 degrees warmer than what it is outside. And this one right here is semi-doubled at the tops from right here and on the other side matching. They'll hold probably about 7 to 9 degrees warmer. You know, one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is winter die-off. What can we do to prevent our seedlings from dying off over the winter? Well, I chose this route. It protects them from the winter winds, the freezing cold, and plus I have some in the greenhouse. Between these 3 rows right here, I have roughly around 1,000. You can take a little or give a little. But there's roughly around 1,000 seedlings between these 3 rows right here. And then in the greenhouse there, as I've shared in the past, I've got probably about 700 to 800 seedlings in there. Incidentally, I'd say probably about half to 2/3 of these right here will be ready to be grafted next year. That's the exciting part. What I have in there won't be ready. They'll need another year because those are seedlings that came up late. A lot of these seedlings here, I'd say 50% of them probably came up late last year. But this year we're going to try to get some to come up even earlier because I haven't been pulling them out of stratification until roughly around March or April. Well, this year it was about mid-April when I pulled them out and started setting them up inside the greenhouse. So it had a late startup. With that being said, getting back to what I wanted to talk to you about, what can we do to keep these trees from living through the winter? And I've just explained what it is that I do. There's a number of things that you can do. One thing you can do if you have seedlings, and it's just a handful of them, and you want to try to get them to live throughout the winter, take the pot and all and stick the pot down in the ground if you don't want to plant it right now. Mother Earth will help insulate that root system. Another thing that people do is take them into an unheated garage. That's another good way. However, wait until they go dormant before you do that. And right now, everything's pretty much going dormant here in north central Ohio. But you know, the biggest thing that you really got to think about as far as keeping these trees alive or giving them a better chance of staying alive is moisture. You know, we don't want the pots to dry out. The one good thing about the row cloth is when it rains or when it snows and the snow melts, water will pass through this cloth material. It's designed to allow water to pass through there. You want to make sure you keep the root system moist. You don't want it soaking wet, just moist. And what'll happen is if we have a heavy freeze, the ice will form around those roots, and that'll actually insulate the roots from the bitter cold. It's the dry cold that'll kill them. Now, another good way is if you have a grow box, or better known as a raised bed. You can stick them into the raised bed and mound mulch around them and everything, the root system, and out in the open, and Mother Nature will take care of the rest as far as moisture into the pots and stuff like that, and the compost will help, as well as leaves. You could put shredded up leaves, which I got a lot of leaves that came off this oak tree that I'm just going to leave lay, because those leaves actually put nutrients into the ground. But come springtime, I will clean up. But that being said, it's one of those questions that a lot of people ask: how do you get your trees to live? Me, myself, utilizing this method right here last year, I had one row set up like this, and it was that very first row over there. And that one row at the time had 265, 268 seedlings in there. I only lost about 5%. And of that 5%, I'd say roughly around half of it was because of voles, not so much the cold. And they woke up and survived. And that they were young, tender seedlings, not nearly what they are now. So we got a lot of grafting to do next year. I intend to, these ones right here, as you've probably seen, are inside the 3-gallon root trapper bags. These ones right here are going to be taken into the basement probably about the end of January, maybe the 3rd week of January. And we're going to allow them to start to wake up. And then roughly around mid-March, 3rd week of March, as they wake up, I'll begin grafting a little bit at a time. So I'm pretty well excited about that. But it's just something I wanted to share. How do you get your trees to survive the winter? A number of ways. Anyways, I just wanted to share with you my way of getting them to live. Remember, moisture is the key. My name's Jim. If you like what you see, subscribe. Don't forget to click on that bell for any notifications. Any comments or questions that you may have, I welcome. You all have a God bless day.